All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. My name is Brittany. I'm a stage 4 breast cancer survivor or a thriver, whatever you want to call it. But I still have I still have breast cancer, and I'm just vlogging through my experience. And yeah, so in August I'm going to have a lumpectomy, and we had to go in, or I had to go in and get a surgical clip put into the spot that they're gonna end up removing. And so I'm gonna share a little bit about that experience because it was not exactly what I had anticipated or expected. Normally it's a really simple procedure. They just give you a shot of lidocaine, and then they put in the surgical clip, and then you're doing your mammogram thing at the same time, and that's about it. My experience didn't go so well, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna kind of share about what happened. Yeah, so basically what happened was I went there, and it was in the same location that I originally had my biopsy done, my breast biopsy. So I was feeling a lot of emotions, and I was feeling kind of triggered, to be honest with you, just right off the bat, just from being inside that building. I don't know, for some reason it just really got to me. But anyways, so I went in and they're doing the mammogram thing. I'm right up against the machine. It's not comfortable whatsoever. Mammograms are never really comfortable, but this one was kind of in a really awkward position, and so I couldn't really breathe because part of the machine was right on my chest. Anyways, then the doctor comes in and they go to shoot the spot with lidocaine. And little did I know the lidocaine was not going to work. And she goes to put the other needle in for the surgical clip, and I could feel it, and it was so painful. I was like, ow, 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 ow. And they're like, oh, you shouldn't be feeling anything because what do you want to call it, we did the lidocaine. And I'm like, no, I feel it. So I don't know what happened with the lidocaine, but it didn't work. And she kept going because she was like, oh no, the lidocaine, I put in lidocaine. I'm like, no, you don't understand, it's very painful. And so I start passing out because it hurts so bad. And then another nurse came in and she's like, why didn't you say something when it was hurting? And I was like, I did say something. And she was like, well, did you eat anything this morning? And I was like, no, I hadn't eaten anything because I do intermittent fasting. She's like, oh, well, it's your fault that you passed out because you should have eaten something. And I was like, I was not passing out because of that. It was 10:30 in the morning, and I always don't eat until around 11:30. I do an intermittent fasting schedule. So I was like, no, it's not because of that. And she was like, well, you need to tell people if you pass out. I'm like, dude, I haven't passed out from a needle in 2 years. I used to have a big fear of needles, but it's been since my original diagnosis where I passed out from needles before. And so I just felt like she was being really inconsiderate. Regardless, whatever, she got me a juice box and some crackers. She leaves. They're like, okay, well, do you want to continue or do you want to schedule for a different day? So I'm like, no, I just want to continue to do this because I don't want to have to come back and do this all over again. They're like, okay. So they put me back on the mammogram machine, and the machine now is pressed so hard against my chest, and I'm leaning in, and they have the needle coming this way, and I'm pressed up against the machine, and now I can barely breathe because the machine is pressed up against my chest so freaking hard. And they kept telling me to lean in more, and I'm like, I physically cannot lean in anymore. And so then they're like, okay, well, they put in another lidocaine. Thankfully that one worked. But they were having trouble getting to the spot that has the cancer because there's scar tissue now that's built up all around that spot. So the doctor kept trying to put in the needle, and the scar tissue was making it move in another direction. So now I'm getting also kind of just like frustrated, and now I can't breathe. And then I start freaking passing out again. But this time it's not because of the pain, it's because I couldn't freaking breathe because of the position that they had me in. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, like, here we go again. I was like, I'm gonna pass out again. And then they're like, okay, so they lean me back. Now I'm leaned back in the chair. I still have the needle, the giant needle that's sticking out in front. And I like am laying there. Anyways, thankfully, like, that one didn't last very long. But they told me, they're like, if you pass out again, then we can't continue to do this. And I was just like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I was just feeling so frustrated. And I was like, all right, let's just do this. They're like, are you sure you want to continue? I'm like, let's do this. Like, we've already made it this far in. Let's keep going. So they're like, okay. So, anyways, long story short, the entire time after that, it took them a while to put the surgical clip in. But they were able to get it in successfully, finally, after a while. And the entire time I was just like, don't pass out, because then I have to come back. I didn't pass out a third time, thankfully, so they were able to fix it and figure it out. But oh my gosh, it was supposed to be like a really, really just like simple, easy procedure, and everything just felt like it was going wrong. And I don't know, I just had a moment where I am just kind of getting frustrated with all of these doctor's appointments and all of these procedures and everything that I have to do. It feels like there's always something else that's like coming up, that's happening. Oh, I got cut off there. Sorry about that. Basically what I was saying is I'm just ready for all this to be over with. I've been feeling a little bit frustrated just because I feel like cancer is a stamina game. It's an endurance game. And I'm just getting a little fed up with all the different doctor's appointments and everything that I always have to do. And everything just always something always seems to come up. You know, it'll kind of plateau for a little while, and then something else will come up, and then it just, I wish at this moment, like, I kind of wish that I was another stage other than stage 4, because when you're not stage 4, there seems like there's an ending to all of this, but when you are stage 4, it seems like there's never an ending, and you're just gonna kind of live with it for the rest of your life. And just knowing that is really frustrating, and it kind of gets to you sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm trying to stay positive. But of course, we all have our moments, and I just needed to vent a little bit. So other than that though, my health is doing good. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. I will keep you guys updated. All right, bye.